my ham and potato pizza has everything that hardworking farmers need, meat and potatoes. I'm gonna start with a simple pizza dough, but it's gonna be extra special because I'm gonna grind some wheat berries into whole wheat flour. And I'm gonna mill it right here in my blender. Okay, it looks like whole wheat flour. It smells a little nutty like whole wheat flour. All right, now I'm gonna add 2/3 of a cup of this to my bowl. Now I'm gonna add 1 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour, because otherwise if I just use this whole wheat flour, the pizza dough would be way too dense and chewy. I'll also add a teaspoon of sugar, and then a teaspoon of kosher salt, half a teaspoon of instant yeast, and then I'll whisk to combine. I love the nuttiness that the whole wheat flour adds. And now that this is combined, I'll add 1 cup of lukewarm water. And I'll whisk this in. Let me switch to my spatula. It's a no-knead dough, so I'll mix it together, and once all the flour is incorporated, I'll cover it and let it rise for at least an hour and a half, or it could go overnight. This dough is looking great. Now I have my 2 rounds of parchment paper, which will help me transfer my pizzas to my pizza peel and into the oven. And I'm gonna flour them liberally because this is a very wet dough. I'm gonna flour the top of this too and make it easier to handle. And now I'll divide it in half. Now I'm shaping this into a ball, which will help me flatten it into a nice round circle. And I'll roll these out into 12-inch circles. I like using one of these small rolling pins to give me more control. And I'm just working from the center outwards until it's about 12 inches in diameter. These look great. Now, the first thing I like to do when I'm topping my pizza is brush it with some olive oil. It helps the crust get a little bit of a crunchy exterior. Now it's time to top. Thinly sliced garlic and some shallots. Fresh mozzarella, just tear it into chunks and sprinkled with a little bit of salt. I don't wanna go too overboard on the mozzarella. Now my spinach. And now I'll scatter my ham all over. And lastly, some rainbow fingerling potatoes sliced super thin. I wanna be careful not to overlap them so that they can get evenly cooked and thoroughly cooked as well. These look beautiful. Now, before I get them in the oven, it's really important to season them with salt and pepper. This is gonna bake now at 475 for 12 minutes. It's gonna be so good. I can smell those ham and potato pizzas. I bet they're ready. These are stunning. To finish these off, I'll add some shavings of salty parmesan, and I'll add some chopped parsley for a pop of freshness, and lastly, some crushed red pepper for a touch of heat. This looks and smells amazing. This is taking pizza night to a whole nother level. Straight from the field and into our bellies.